Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the F Y'all Podcast. I am your co-host, Michael Wright, and across from me, as always, is the one and only, the legendary Mr. C.T. Fletcher. Pops, how you feeling today, man?
Man, I'm blessed to be here, as usual, as always. Happy to see the couch full of wonderful guests today.
All right. Now, before we get into our guests, I got some news I want to report. A lot of you guys have been in the comments section and you have been pretty harsh on me, telling me that CT needs a new podcast host. And I'm here to tell you guys today, you got your wish. We will be looking for another podcast host for this show since, according to some of you guys, I am too small and sucked up to sit next to the legendary CT Fletcher. So as of now, I am going to relinquish my title as the co-host of the F Y'all Podcast. Feeling okay with that, Pops?
You know this motherfucker is bullshit. If he let
you didn't even let me get out.
If you let one of you empty-headed motherfuckers talk him into doing some shit like that, then goddamn it, he need to go. Fuck y'all. Y'all see the name of the podcast? Fuck y'all.
Let me say this for the trolls. Yes, I have lost about 40 pounds since I had open heart surgery, but I got an excuse of why I lost 40 pounds and why I look a little sucked up right now. What's your excuse?
Yeah, why you?
Because a couple of the people talking shit online, when I pull up your problem, like, the nerve. The nerve. So yes, I have an excuse. I just had open heart surgery. I'm recovering. It is what it is. I'll get it back. But at least I had it. Some of you motherfuckers never even had it. To be judging me and telling me, of all things, not to sit here and host this show because I'm too skinny. Y'all are weird, extremely weird, and I have come to the realization that social media is a make-believe place. Some of you people just enjoy talking shit, and that's fine. If that gets you off every day and makes you happy, then so be it. But trust and believe, you're not going to run me off this show based off your stupid-ass opinion on why I've lost over 40 pounds. That's why I lost over 40 pounds. I got a reason. You clearly don't. So have the day that you deserve. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the show. So our first guest, Mr. AJ Mana, a lot of you know him. One of our first viral moments here on the F Y'all Podcast.
Oh, my God.
This man sitting over here on this couch got us called all kind of names.
Every name
other than a
child of God.
But let me be very clear. When we say this, well, damn, Pops, you on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
Beat me to it.
I know.
You on top of it.
I know where
today.
you're going.
Let me be very clear. There is not going to be one instance during the time we do this show that any of you will be able to dictate to us who we can and cannot have on this show.
Fuck y'all.
You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. But at the end of the day, we're going to have whoever we want on this show. Now, the one thing I do agree with CT on is you can watch. I don't watch. Would we prefer for you to watch? Of course. But if you choose not.
I don't give a fuck if y'all watching now.
Mike
won't y'all.
You make this very. Okay.
I'm fine either way.
You want to take over? I'll let you take over if you like.
I'm just throwing my little 2 cents in everybody.
But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the F Y'all Podcast. The one and only Mr. AJ Mana is our first guest. The gentleman sitting next to him you saw here a few weeks back, Mr. David Otunga Jr., who we call DOJ, is back on the show. And to you little hot girls that was asking and commenting about this young man, look, we don't speak for DOJ over here. If you want to talk to DOJ, you reach out to DOJ yourself, and I'll let him tell you if he's free or if he ain't free. But don't be coming on over here to asking me to hook you up with this young man, because I'm not going to do
his DM.
Yeah. That goes for my own daughter who was asking about this young man. Baby, I'm not doing it. Yeah. All right. Sitting next to him is the one and only, his father, Mr. David Otunga Jr., who is back to the show today, and we got some new developments coming into the Roger Jackson case that I wanted him here to talk about. So let's just jump right into it, because you guys know how fast these hours go by, and I do not want Solomon sitting over here to cuss me out again. So I'm going to make sure I'm on time today, because
Solomon do have a foul mouth.
Oh, please.
All right, let's jump right into it. So The newest revelation: Raja was arrested. He's out on bail. He made bail, right? So he's not.
As far as I
know.
understand.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about him making bail, but he was arrested. So, David, I want to start with you because my first question to you is: why did it take almost a month for this arrest to finally happen?
That's a really good question, but I think what it was just going through all the evidence, making sure that they talked to everybody, and trying to figure out what the right charge was.
Okay.
Which ended up being felony battery with serious bodily injury, which is what I thought it was going to be from the start. I made a whole video on why it's not attempted murder. A lot of people were asking for that, and I understand why they're asking for that. Like, the beatdown was so vicious, and people want to see Raja severely punished, and they feel like battery, is too light with only 4 years.
But would attempted murder even be a act? They can't connect that to something like that.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't fit because that would mean that Raja would have had to intend to kill Psycho Stu.
Yeah.
And there's a high bar to prove that. Like, you have to have specific intent, be very, very specific that he actually wanted to end his life, like at that moment. Not just hurt him, not knock him out, not F him up, but to actually kill him. And I just don't think that's there.
Okay, so now that they got the charges, as far as you see it, what's next? Is just a set a trial date, or what's next now that he's been arrested and charged?
Well, things are going to move forward, and it would start heading towards a trial. However, I could see a plea bargain being made here.
Okay,
that's what I think will probably happen, because also there's a thing called a GBI enhancement in California, which stands for great bodily injury. Okay. So that applies to certain felonies where there's, great bodily injury, and they can add on 3 years. So it's like an aggravated, it's called an enhancement. So instead of 4 years, Raja could be facing 7. And as far as I know, he doesn't have a record. So I think a plea bargain would probably be his best option.
Do you see him serving any jail time? Or is that just...
Well, to be honest, it depends on if he goes to trial. But if it's a plea bargain, depending on how good his lawyer is and what his record is like. But I mean, I could see even felony probation. I don't know. He might be able to avoid jail time. Yeah. But again, because it was, so vicious and, public opinion, he could serve some. But I don't think he would ever serve all 7. No.
Yeah.
Now, how important is public opinion in a case like this?
It can be incredibly important. You look at cases like, to go back to the George Zimmerman case with Trayvon Martin, people wonder, why he wasn't convicted. It's because of public opinion. He was overcharged. That was the incorrect charge the entire time. And so that's how he ended up getting off. And in a case like this, public opinion, it can be, depends on how you cut it, but it can put a lot of pressure on, the district attorneys to get that right charge. And if it's not, somebody walks, and then, it could be madness. People disagree.
So, AJ, I want to jump to you. When you were last on this show, you were pretty riled up. and I'm going to say this because the people jumped all over me because they felt like I didn't reel you in. But my thing was this. This was literally the day after, I think. It was very soon after that incident happened. You came on the show, and my viewpoint at the time was, here you are being blamed for all of this. At the time, you had lost your job. A lot of crap was happening to you.
Losing, to clarify. Yeah, they did tell me, this is bad publicity, so we're not firing you, but we're not asking you to come back either. So I pretty much assume that's...
Yeah. So, but my thing, knowing your mindset at the time of everything that was going on, I understood you being kind of amped up in that moment. Yeah. So I didn't feel like in that particular moment, being that it was literally the day after the incident and everything was, because I saw the backlash you were already getting from this particular incident. So my thing was, I can kind of see why you would be amped up a little bit. Now, what I will say is, going back watching it, and I told you this personally, it did kind of come off, rewatching it, I understood why some people felt like it came off like a wrestling promo. Yeah. And then when I said, okay, that part, I can see why they thought that. But from your standpoint, after this has been, over a month now since all this happened, where are you at this point in time in your life, and how has this incident affected your just everyday life going forward?
Well, first off, I'd like to address my language, my tone, my overall attitude in that moment. As you stated, I was in a dark place, and my mind felt like my life was over, my career was over. Just felt like everything that I worked so hard for was just, just swept from under me, and my back was against the wall. With regard to the particular word that I chose to use, from my perspective, I figured I'd troll the trolls back. All of the death threats that I was getting, every time someone called me the N-word with the R, every time a brother called me a honky or a cracker and all that stuff, I'm like, y'all really don't know me,
So let's clear that part up, because I caught a lot of flack for that one too. I had brothers I know calling me like, hey man, you just let that white boy just say the N-word off. So I had to explain that. So I don't know if you are okay talking about, but I think it'll be cool for people to understand that you are half black.
And I want y'all to know also that I have known AJ way before this incident happened. So how he got on the show that quickly is I knew him. I've been knowing him for years, So that's another inside thing that you guys may not.
Everyone, I heard some comments saying, "Oh, he's just on there because it's CT." He's like, not trying to get the rub off you. Like, no, I got a call from Pops here, like, because he knows this is not my personality, But yeah, I'm half black from Compton, Compton and Long Beach, adopted into a Samoan family. For those that really don't understand how Samoan culture works, it's not a DNA thing. It ain't a blood thing. It ain't a race thing. Samoa is a culture. Samoa literally means Samoan way. It's a way of life. So if you're adopted, I don't care if you're white, black, Mexican, Asian, doesn't matter. You're Samoan. If you live Samoa, that's what makes you Samoan. That's what I'm rooted in. That's the language I speak outside of English, and that is the culture that I emulate in all that I do, not just professional wrestling. You can take it back 5-6 years, my MMA debut, Samoa. Take it back further with the halau, tupua, all the dances that I've done with pure Polynesia, with my cousins, my brothers, my sisters. I've been Samoa before this whole wrestling thing. This wrestling thing's fairly new for me. But yeah, I am Samoan, like it or not.
So
and I'm black.
So again, like this situation clearly has had an effect on you. So just how has your day-to-day life been affected since then?
I'm a lot more content with whatever the outcome may be. I've found peace within myself. I know that I had no malicious intent towards Stu with what I said. A lot of people are calling BS on me saying, hey, I'm working a gimmick here. Any professional wrestler can understand when there's a camera in your face, one thing that we are always taught, we are always taught to work that camera. I have this camera and they're like, oh, well, you got caught. You got caught saying this on camera. I didn't get caught. I knew the damn thing was on me the whole time. I'm working that camera. The difference is I didn't know that he was live. I knew that I was being recorded, but there's a huge difference, and that's the misconception here is when you're live streaming something, you can't edit that.
That's the big.
When you record something and you're building a story, a work shoot, because you're taking something that is shoot, throwing it into a storyline, henceforth the terminology work shoot. We're now doing a work shoot promo. You can edit out all the crap that led up to it. You can edit out us calling the match in the back. You can edit all that out. And you can just go straight to me saying, hey, remember what a freaking receipt is? Yeah. All right, tag his shit. Boom. Clip that to him, tagging him. He sells down, freaking powders out whatever the spot was supposed to be. because there's another video out there where Stu clearly indicates to or clearly conveys the spot to one of the younger guys. So they knew that the spot was supposed to be a punch. He sells down, powders out, someone else comes in, steals the match. Like that was my understanding. It's a 1-for-1. And tell me if I'm wrong. But from my perspective and the way that I was trained, it's 1-for-1. You freaking pop me, I pop you back. You know, potato you call it.
For the record, that's been my experience too. It's 1-for-1, and it happens clearly in a match.
Yeah.
You get a stiff shot, you're going to give somebody a stiff shot back in that match, but maybe not. You know, if it's near the end of the match, you know, you could just tell them your receipt's going to be coming, and you know it'll be the next time.
And even with that being said, again, I'm not a professional wrestler, but if I give you one back, the goal is not to knock you the hell out or hurt you in a serious way.
It's more of a respect thing, because as I've heard it explained, you know, and as I've seen sometimes, like back in the days, the veterans, they might take advantage of somebody, and there's somebody who, I don't know, could easily be pushed around or pushed down the card, and you get hit too hard, you hit them back, let them know, you ain't no pushover. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that, like your own self-respect, and that's kind of what it is. Just let them know, you're not going to be able to push me around. I'm going to fight for my spot.
So that was the biggest thing that came out of it, was everybody saying, well, AJ told him to get his receipt.
And I also heard like, well, why are you using wrestling terminology with a non-wrestler? Well, okay, I'll give you that. Well, I also said tag his shit.
But that was my
reiterating the meaning of receipt.
And that was my thing. And the one thing I didn't get to when you were talking on the first episode was, does Raja know what a receipt is?
Now, I
asked that because he's not a
had he said no, whenever I said, you know what a receipt is, or you remember what a receipt is, because I know. I've been wrestling for 6 years. You don't think Raja has been smart to the business since hanging out with me? It was him and Rampage were at my debut match. They've been in my corner from day one. They know the business.
And the one thing I forgot is when me and you talked, and you were just like, I forgot Rampage had wrestled with TNA. So he had it.
They're smart to the business. Now, had Raja, whenever I asked him if he remembered what a receipt was, had he said, no, what the hell is that? Then I would have elaborated. But I felt no need to elaborate. A lot of people are like, you should have explained more. There was nothing for me to explain. I'm not the booker.
DOJ, have you seen their entire tape?
Yeah.
Okay. Pops, I want DOJ's perspective applying the theory of reasonable man. Now, I know you know what that is.
Yes.
Now, explain that to Junior, and then I want to hear his opinion on
Okay. Reasonable man. This is actually great, because a lot of people, I'm sure, like this.
I don't think I'm familiar with it.
It's what would a reasonable person do in that exact same situation. So imagine you're Raja. What would you do reasonably if you're backstage? But you're Raja. You're not you. You're not my son. Who, you're not the son of a worker. And in that situation, somebody just comes out of nowhere, strikes you in the head with a beer can.
Pop them back. Oh, my bad.
Let's hear DOJ. What would you do?
Yeah, and I don't, because last time it was
Yep.
But I was me in the situation. So I said, like, I would understand.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Raja didn't understand. Yeah, I probably would. I'd handle it right there.
Yeah.
And then if I got to the position where you're telling me backstage, like, tag him, right? I would ask more about it. Like, I'm not trying to go off script to, like, make a whole big thing like it happened. I would make sure that I knew, like, what the plan was, because, like, I feel like he didn't even care that it was just, like, up in the air.
So you think Raja acted unreasonably?
Yeah.
I mean,
okay, but from your perspective, though, do you think he acted unreasonably?
Me?
Yeah.
I agree with DOJ on the first part. I think he should have whooped his ass right then and there. As soon as he clunked you upside the head with that beer can, that's your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. You don't know me. I don't know you. and you gonna hit me upside
But here's another side of that too. You got 10, 12 of the boys ready to whoop your ass, right? An outsider coming in, putting hands on a worker. What's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
So there's that side of the coin as well.
Well, yeah, I think that Raja also felt like we felt, and I think that he was ready to respond at that time. But he had,
Well, when I watched the video back, he also stated that he was like, people were asking him, how come you didn't do nothing? You a bitch, how come you didn't do nothing? Excuse my language. Well, he said on there, well, I'm here to support my friend Andre. I didn't want to mess up the show. He said that on the video.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, okay, it kind of makes sense, and they did tell him you can get your lick back. As I reiterated, I'm not the one that came up with that idea. I just reiterated what was already said. Unfortunately, that was clipped out.
Yeah, I think a lot of people the blame was on you just because
people
of your
thought I was
close
the owner.
association with,
When this whole
your
thing went
association
out,
with Roger too. They're just like, well, that's his boy. So he had to put him up to it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But David, my question, go ahead.
I was going to say, another thing about that is why people misinterpret this is most people didn't watch this entire stream. Like when I saw this, I just saw the end clip and it was like, this is awful. What happened? And people were telling me Raja just was a random fan that just ran in and attacked. That's clearly not it. But I had to go back and watch the entire stream. And so people might have just seen the part where AJ is saying, do you remember receipt? And they think that's the part he's being told about it. They don't realize before that backstage, that's where it goes down and they're explaining it to him. And then, AJ basically just reiterated what they said to him. But you would have had to watch the entire stream for that. And then also, even if you watch the entire stream, you got to know what you're looking for. Because a layperson watching this is not going to get the same thing out of it that I'm going to get being a professional wrestler. Yeah. But then also, a professional wrestler watching this is not going to get the same thing out of it that I'm going to get in being a lawyer. Right. So I was very unique the way, when I went through it and was able to point all that stuff out. There's a whole video on my YouTube about that, but I think that's where a lot of the confusion comes from.
And the whole thing about me pulling Raja aside hours later and gassing him up, putting a battery in his back, whatever that crap was they said. I didn't pull Raja aside. If you actually go look at the original footage, you will see myself and Raja then told after the handshake and all that, and they're, letting him know he'll get his lick back. Okay, go figure it out. Go watch the video. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm a part of this, It's a workshoot.
And that's the great thing about this case, just from a lawyer's perspective. The entire thing is on video.
Yeah.
All the evidence is there. All you got to do is watch that video. If this ever goes to trial, I guarantee they're going to stream that entire thing because there's so much in it.
Well, they have to.
You really do. It's got the entire incident captured on camera.
So, David, I was thinking about this. And going back to what we were just talking about, if Stu had hit Raja in the head and Raja jumped on him right there, how differently legally would this case be?
Worlds different. That would have been like a textbook case of self-defense.
The reason Raja was put into a storyline in the first place was to save their ass so they weren't hit with a lawsuit for assault on a fan. That's the elephant in the freaking room. Do I condone what Raja did? Fuck no. Went totally overboard. But let's also understand why a random person was put into a show. Untrained, highly misinformed, highly misled, completely disorganized. It's because they didn't want to face a lawsuit. Tell me I'm lying.
Has the LAPD interviewed you?
They have.
And
every damn thing that I said was confirmed on video. So here's to you.
But like you said, that's the good part about this case is all on tape. So
David, what does him being interviewed by LAPD and not being behind bars with Raja right now, what does that say to you?
I mean, that directly answers the question of so many people in my comments. They were wondering why AJ wasn't charged as an accomplice. I don't think people realize, like,
How the law works.
yeah, and being an accomplice, there's major consequences that go along with it. An accomplice is charged with the same exact crime that the actual perpetrator is. And in order to prove that, you would have to show that somebody knew that there was a criminal act going to be intended, that they helped plan a criminal act. So in order for AJ to be an accomplice, he would have had to have known Raja was going to, do what he did to Psycho Sue, that he was going to commit a battery and go beyond the scope. He would have had to know that. It's not just knowing Raja was going in for a spot or he told him he could go get a receipt, because that's still within the scope of professional wrestling. But what Raja did outside of that, he would have had to have known that. And I just didn't see that anywhere.
So from a legal perspective, can the promotion be held liable at all?
My next question.
Yes.
Because they decided to make him
That's
part
what
of the
they
show.
were trying to avoid.
Yeah, they absolutely can. From a legal perspective, like, they could face serious civil liabilities.
Do you know if anybody from the promotion has been questioned by LAPD?
Negative.
Nobody.
No one's talking to me. I done been blocked. I done been blocked, smear campaigned,
Excommunicated.
excommunicado, which is fine. Life goes on.
David, do you know if anybody from the promotion has been questioned by LAPD?
Not that I've heard, not that's been released yet.
Do you think it's a necessity that they are?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to have to be.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, you know what? I'm sure they have been questioned, because just seeing as how long it took Raja to be arrested, I'm certain that, well, I know they had to.
Oh, yeah, because how did they call him? Of course how did they get my number?
LAPD.
So, yeah, one of them motherfuckers gave him my number.
That's actually a good
It's
point.
AJ's fault. Call him. Call that number.
But this whole thing turns on, was this scripted or not? And so in order for the police to determine that Raja acted off script or beyond it, they would have had to have talked to the people who would have controlled the script. So I don't know that they've been interviewed, but I would assume that they have at this point.
Well, DOJ, I got a question for you. You got a little grasp for the situation here. There's one key motherfucker that I want to know. I mean, he holds the keys to the kingdom, the keys to the what's going to happen in this case. And I haven't heard about him being interviewed. And from Reasonable Man again, who do you think this person is that should really be interviewed by the police? Okay, they probably got the AJ, maybe probably the promotion, but one motherfucker holds the key to everything. I mean, he can, his perspective is, to me, the one that really counts.
About Stu, right?
Damn right.
Yeah, okay.
Damn right.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, he definitely, like, whatever he says, I feel like affect the whole thing. You turn the whole thing around.
What if when he finally speaks, he says the whole thing was planned?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that he will, but what if he says?
Then in that regard, I can't confirm or deny if it was.
Have you had the opportunity to speak to Stu since?
I can't confirm.
He can't.
Oh, okay.
Again,
but
this is a good time for me to say, I'm here as a wrestler commentator. Yes, I am a lawyer. I am not acting as AJ's lawyer. I'm not giving any legal advice. I'm not giving you legal advice out there. I'm not your lawyer. I'm here for entertainment. I'm a dad. I'm hanging out. I can't give AJ advice.
Yeah, no,
so,
it's
whatever he's saying is on his.
I'm glad my pain is entertaining you. He said I'm here for entertainment.
I'm entertained. I'm entertained like a motherfucker. What about you, DOJ?
You have a good time?
So, but David, from your perspective, is his silence in this moment, is that normal? Is that advice from his counsel? Just don't say anything. So is him not saying anything a good thing right now? He's the one person who hasn't said anything.
Because it depends on what he's going to say.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing of it is, he is the key witness here.
Absolutely.
And, exactly this case turns on what he says. So it really depends on what it's going to be. If it's going to be in favor of Raja or favorable to Raja, where he says he knew about it and how much he knew of the spot, because I'm starting to see there's evidence that they had entrance music for Raja. So like, and Stu knew there was a spot and knew that Raja missed his cue. So that means they went over it with him a little bit. To what degree? That's what we don't know. Yeah. However, I'm still going to say this. I don't care what spot they went over. I guarantee you it wasn't for him to get knocked unconscious and punched in the face 23 times. I guarantee it wasn't that. So whatever spot they had, Raja clearly went beyond that. And then the other side is Stu very well may say he didn't know anything about it, knew very little. I think it's somewhere in the middle, but probably closer to that.
I believe in conjunction with that spot being called, someone then came, I can't say who because I don't want to misspeak, but someone definitely came and got Doug and said to Doug, hey, I don't feel comfortable with this. Something just seems off. So could you be here just in case something happens? You could be there to pull him off. And
to build on that, I heard in an interview, Doug, this stuck out to me. Doug said that something to the effect of somebody told him to be ready, for the spot, or just to watch or to be
so
ready.
So why just leave my ass sitting outside and don't tell me about the spot?
And let's clear that part.
Tell him to be ready.
That was the other part that a lot of people were firing back on was, where was AJ in this whole situation?
Yeah, I would.
So let it be known.
All of this was, I was oblivious to all of this shit.
Because I think a lot of people are under the assumption that you were like ringside or...
Me and the guy that I just worked with, we were freaking dressing down outside. I walk in the back, freaking promoter goes, how'd you do? I said, did you hear it? He goes, yeah, hell yeah, I heard it. I was like, well, that's how I did. And then freaking taking my damn wrestling gear off because I got a gig the next day. So I'm like, I didn't even plan on staying. When all this shit went down, canceled the gig for tomorrow, and I stayed there. A lot of people, there's another freaking false narrative out there that I took off with Raja. What? I went to the hospital, dude. People were blaming me at the hospital. Our branch boss, don't want to mention his name, don't want to, people don't like their name to be mentioned, so I won't do that. But he says, hey, AJ, I think it's best that you go home because people think that this is your doing. And then, there's narratives out there that I didn't go to the hospital, that I showed no remorse or I have no empathy, just cold and planned all this, just making me sound like a real sinister asshole.
Yeah.
Nothing's further from the truth. So, or that's far from the truth. Just.
So my other question to you is, and I saw on social media you turned all your comments off.
I did. And it wasn't because I was being a coward. It's because I don't want the N-word all over my freaking social platforms for my grandmother, my sisters, my brothers, my dad to see all that shit. That's why I turned it off. For all y'all damn bigots out there.
So how has all this online heat affected you so far since all of this stuff has happened?
At first, it had a huge impact. I was in a dark freaking place. Yeah. I'm not gonna delve too much into that because it's just. Like I said, I felt like my life was over. And there was nothing evident to prove to me that my life was over. But it's like an addiction. The more negative commentary that I saw, the more I just wanted, okay, maybe if someone just says something positive, right? Fuck, no, nigga this, nigga that, no, nothing. Oh, go kill yourself. Just all this stuff, dude. So I was just fishing for something positive that people actually understand, And then eventually, people would hit me up. That's bullshit. There's no fucking way this was your fault. You had no way of knowing. And I got behind your back 100. A lot of the boys in the business DMing me. I'm like, You sure are silent publicly, but you're showing me how much you got my back. Like, that's fake, bro. Don't even fucking tell me how you got my back, because you're so worried about your public image.
Well, let me say this, and I'm not gonna say what company, but some of the cats I know in the business that work for some companies, all were riding with you, but they were told that they couldn't.
They can't
speak
say it
on
publicly.
They couldn't speak on it, but
speaking
no
of,
cameras rolling. They were just like, "Look, man, I don't know why he catching any heat for this."
Yeah. Speaking of public image, I know it looked horrible. It sounds horrible. It's a bad look for what I said, the way that I acted. Hell. It takes a lot to get me to that point. Like they say, you could take the brother out the hood. Can't take the hood out the brother. It takes a lot to get me to that point, and I finally I was breaking, man. And I sincerely apologize to the fans. I apologize to the wrestling community. If it seemed at any point that I was disingenuous, that I was insensitive to this situation, that's not true. As far as me seeming like I cut promos, man, if you hear me talk passionate about anything, it could be horses. If I'm passionate enough about it, it's going to sound like a promo. I spent 8 years in the Marine Corps. I sound off when I talk. That is what it is, right? But yeah, I love this business. I love professional wrestling. And because of what happened, if it is so that my wrestling career, in the short amount of time that it's been, if it's over, I'll respect that. I'll move on with my life.
Speaking of that,
but I will not.
I don't think it is. But and I'm gonna tell you why I don't think it is, because the heels in wrestling are some of the most beloved characters. That's the seat fillers. People come out to see. Muhammad Ali learned that lesson from Gorgeous George. They come out to see
hated by the world.
Yeah, they hate they come out to see the bad guy get his ass whooped. And right now, you probably the hottest bad guy.
You are the first person who actually has nuclear heat.
Yeah.
I've heard that term before. No.
Absolutely.
AJ Mana heat. That's nuclear.
Yeah,
Poor Solomon back there. Our engineer was we came in the studio. He said, "What the hell did y'all do?" I forgot he could see the comments on the YouTube channel. He's like, "What did y'all do?"
Yeah.
And he was just like, "They are on y'all asses in the comments."
Man. Oh,
so again, I know how much heat we got. I can only imagine the heat you got, because what I tell you, they called us everything but a child of God after that interview.
Hey, I want you motherfuckers to know. Hey, they was like, take that shit down. And y'all just don't know. That's like it, encouraging me to keep the shit up and do it. When you tell me to don't do some shit, that is the most encouraging words that I have ever heard was come from a motherfucker that told me not to do something. So you just encouraging me to do the shit when you say, don't do it. I'm gonna unfollow you, motherfucker. I don't care about you unfollowing me. Shit. That's wonderful. Good. You wasting time telling me. Just do the shit. Oh, excuse me. No, but I think
you the heel.
I would love to be here, but I think right now you are positioned. Is it true that somebody hired Raja to do a wrestling thing?
No, that's bullshit.
Oh, that
was fake. I didn't think. I was like, so whoever, if that's true, they got some balls
you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if somebody tried.
Yeah,
unfortunately, that's how the wrestling business is, though. Capitalize off anything.
Yeah, that's why I'm shocked. That, somebody had reached out to you.
Talking about trying shit. I've always loved TMZ, but that shit wasn't cool. You gonna show up to my gym and offer $500 to anybody that was willing to talk shit about AJ Mana?
What?
Got these motherfuckers on video.
Really?
Yeah, getting chased out. Telling them, get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
You know what? But I loved what you did with them. I love them. And I honestly, I watched TMZ growing up.
This
broke my heart to hear that shit. But
at the gym,
yeah.
with AJ now?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
They tried it. And then they tried to find out where I lived, where I worked, all kind of shit.
Yeah.
Didn't think I knew, huh?
I know. I would say it doesn't sound like my homies at TMZ, but
no. It wasn't your homies. That's for sure. They have a lot more class than these assholes that were out there on the street.
Make a name for themselves.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Something to present.
Yeah.
Oh, look what I got.
Just wanted to put that out there. Still love y'all.
All right, so AJ, before we move on, that's right now, and I don't know if you can even answer this question, but what do you see is next for you right now? Because as far as I think
right
when
now,
you're no longer working for the promotion.
For right now, it's still my motherfucking set.
Hell Sit
there you go. Got to have a big finish to the promo.
Hey, I want to ask David, okay, do you think, I mean, how could they lock up Raja without talking to Stu?
Because it's video, right? I mean,
there's the video.
Okay, so they don't need to talk to Stu.
Yeah, not necessarily. From the video, Psycho Stu was knocked unconscious, so he can only talk about what happened up until that.
Right.
Actually, because,
so like up to the skull, I think he was knocked out on the slam.
Yeah, I think he was too.
Yeah.
So if you look at it objectively, from that, this is like, Raja encounters an unconscious person and just starts wailing on them. That's what this would be like. Yeah, you can definitely charge somebody for that. I mean, that's obviously battery. Now, but the question is, they'd want to talk to Psycho Stu, and he could tell them what happened before, like how much of it was part of the show. And I'm pretty sure he's not going to say that was. So yeah, I think they may have talked to him. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I would assume they've tried.
How much is the initial incident of him hitting Raja with that can going to play into all of this? Does that even matter at this point?
See, not as far as Raja's battery charge. I mean, it matters as far as motive and for how the situation came to be.
Catalyst, right?
Yeah, and it's definitely part of the overall story, but that doesn't actually impact the actual event Raja's charged with, the action, the what happened in the ring, because that was too far removed. So Raja can't claim this was self-defense. That was like an hour later. Raja was not in an imminent threat. There was no threat, even because Psycho Stu was working with him, and then he was unconscious. Yeah. So that really isn't going to be part of it.
So, but there's no, it's just, like you said, it's just the imminent threat. So it could have been 5 minutes that passed from when Stu hit Raja in the head with the can. If Raja was not in imminent danger 5 minutes later, then it still doesn't justify him going after
because
Stu. So.
You have to imminently be like, somebody has to be about to hit you, or you have to reasonably believe it. This is the reasonable person standard. If somebody comes in and they have a knife and they're coming towards you with it.
I was going to say rules of engagement.
Yeah, well, reasonably, you're going to believe, hey, this person probably wants to stick me with that knife. They probably are not going to do something good. You're, within your right to defend yourself. Now, if somebody, if Stu had hit him with the can and Raja immediately fired back, this would be self-defense. But if he hit him with the can, they explained this to him, they shook hands, like what happened. Even if Raja was still out there, like you said, 5 minutes, and then he went and jumped Stu or something like that, that is still not self-defense. We would still be, actually, let's look at this hypothetical. Stu hits Raja with the can. All right, they shake hands and they say, hey, we're going to give you this spot to go run in. When AJ and Raja start walking back, what if Raja turned back, went right there, this 5 minutes later, picked up Psycho Stu, knocked him out in the back, and did the same thing, punched him 23 times. We'd be in the same place as what happened. Even though that was closer in time, it doesn't matter because that's still not self-defense.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, DOJ, reasonable, and here we go again.
Mhm.
You're in this circumstance. Have you ever, in your young life, had somebody do something to you, and like you're on the basketball court, the motherfucker give you a cheap shot, and he's like, oh man, man, I'm sorry. Okay, but you still, hey, motherfucker, when I get my chance, that's your ass.
Yeah, on the basketball court.
Yeah, if that ever happened, okay, we cool.
You got him
but
back.
Yeah,
Now,
it's
what do you
kind
call
of
that?
okay, but
I
it's
was
kind of
I was gonna say.
What do you call
it's
that?
kind of like a receipt thing.
Yes.
though. And
That's what a receipt
because
is.
it's like
That's what it is.
Because if you're in the game, it's still like your adrenaline's going. Like it's still
Yeah.
the game. Like it's like I don't know. That's not. It's not like anything like self defense, but it's just like
Mhm.
we're still playing. Like the next play down the floor, I'm gonna just.
I'm gonna
You gonna get it
some
back.
motherfucking ass.
You get your
Yeah,
receipt back.
you get elbow for your ass,
Yeah.
motherfucker. Yeah.
But from a team sport, I think all the years I played football, the last thing I ever wanted to do was put my team in a situation where we could lose yardage or possibly lose the game because I did something stupid. Because I've been blindsided, hit all kind of crap. I played ball in Bakersfield, California. There was a certain part of Bakersfield that was extremely racist. We used to play them every year, and we knew every year when we played North High, they were going to come out in the football field. They was going to have their white power T-shirts on with the swastikas on the back and all that stuff. And we knew once we lined up with them, they was going to be calling us all kind of N-words, porch monkeys, all that crap. And
Well, you do kind of.
don't
All you need is a porch.
you can get away
They
with
run
that
right
one.
about the monkey.
You can get away with that one.
Now my fair-skinned ass over here laughing at this. You know they're gonna clip that. I knew it.
AJ Lane called him a porch monkey.
Yeah.
No, but I knew that was the one thing for me. Like I knew, and all my boys knew, like we can fly off the handle, we can rant and rave, but at the end of the day, we weren't going to allow ourselves to let them cost us the game. Now, there might have been some things that happened after the game on the way to the buses, but during those 60 minutes on that football field, we knew we had to hold it together. But I think for like this particular situation, one guy. It was what it was. Like I said, I know me. Had Stu hit me in the head with a can, we'd been fighting instantly. Like it wouldn't have been nothing. Especially, I've never met you before. I'm here supporting my friend. I don't know none of y'all. And I walk in there and you just decide you're going to hit me. All right, we got a problem.
Oh.
And I know how bad I am. I didn't even think about the fact that it's 10, 12 other wrestlers standing there that's probably going to jump on my ass.
Can
It
I
wouldn't have made
speak
no
on
difference.
why the camera was in the locker room in the first place?
Please do.
Okay. For all of those that are suggesting that, well, AJ's dumbass is the one that brought him back there with a camera. I do not have any power on any set, albeit professional wrestling or if it's stunts, acting, etc. I have no power. Henceforth, I go to the promoter. Hey, I have such and such here. All right, great. He's a streamer. He wants to record shit so he can put it out later. And he also wants to live stream my match. Oh, he can fucking record whatever he wants. Tell me if I'm lying. Okay. I got authorization before. I got authorization prior, 2 to 3 days prior. And I simply reminded him that day, such and such is here. Remember what I told you about? Yeah. You could also hear it on Raza's live stream. Again, I didn't know he was live. I knew he was recording, didn't know he was live. You can hear me tell the promoter, hey, Raza's here. I got to go get him. They're not letting him in. Oh, okay. You can hear it on the fucking stream. I watched it back. I can hear myself on the phone with Raza. When he approaches the freaking hatch, he freaking calls me. They're not letting me in. All right. I didn't know he had a fucking camera guy. I thought he was going to record everything on his own. Yeah. So now I got to work to get him and the camera guy in.
Because he was live streaming.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to a certain extent.
Ask the question.
He says getting...
Ask it in the mic.
Yeah.
I forgot there was a cameraman. I was like, would that be an accomplice? Because like Raja was venting and talking to the cameraman the whole time.
Who drove Raja? I didn't bring Raja. Again, to reiterate that, I did not bring Raja. I brought my person. Did I invite Raja? Yes. Every fan that buys a ticket has received a formal invitation by myself. So I invited 15, 20 people, including Raja. I didn't bring them. Brought myself. So who brought Raja?
But that's a damn good question, though.
The cameraman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to your question, DOJ. Again, it would kind of be like AJ in the sense that the cameraman would have had to know that Raja intended to go in there, go beyond the scope. And he would have had to do something in furtherance of it. Because actually, this is a really good hypothetical because the cameraman was listening to Raja. Presumably, he could hear him and hear him on the live stream saying what he was going to do.
Yeah.
So the cameraman actually did hear him say he's going to go in there and really F him up and go beyond the scope. Presumably that the cameraman had, some way to hear him, and I'm assuming that he did. That's his job. Now, the question would be, does the cameraman, did he know that Raja was going to go that far? Or did he do something in furtherance to help? I mean, because the argument would be he is just doing his job. He had no part of this, didn't know Raja was going to do that. But then, this is an excellent hypothetical because he was the one person who was aware of what was going on.
And again, Raja said multiple times, I don't care what they say, I'm going in there and I'm going to fuck him up.
So could the cameraman then be called into question as to whether or not he knew this whole thing was a work or...
I think they have to interview the cameraman. They absolutely have to and ask him, what if the cameraman comes out and says this whole thing was a work? Yeah. Exactly. Man, DOJ.
And I can't confirm
this question was
that
amazing.
was a good damn question.
It's hypothetical. Nobody has asked me this. That was fantastic.
Excellent question.
We just came up on
I didn't
something
think of
because
shit.
I'm just going to invite you next time.
Yeah.
Beat that out of it.
Nobody has brought
Excellent
that up,
question.
but he's the
What about
closest
the
person
cameraman?
to
I didn't even
being
think of
considered
it.
an accomplice.
He heard
I don't
everything.
think that he is. I don't think that guy knew what was going on.
But he heard it
that's
all,
interesting.
though. He heard it all.
Yeah, he was the one person who heard everything.
I'm
Go
gonna,
ahead, bro.
speaking of, because I've been young like you and get hot about
1,000 years ago.
Yeah, so get hot about some shit that happened to me, and I can recall a specific incident. I don't know how to swim to this day, and I think this is a big part of it.
When you got a rock head like his, you can't swim because you will sink straight to the bottom.
Okay, besides that.
Hold on. You were in the Army.
Yes, absolutely. You don't have to swim in the Army. I ain't no Navy goddamn right in the Army. And that's the reason I chose the Army. I said, fuck that, I don't know how to swim. I'm gonna stay on land. But anyway, this kid decided, and he was a foster kid. My mom and dad used to have foster kids. So he decided that it would be funny. We had a swimming pool too, and the swimming pool in the backyard. I didn't know how to swim. And didn't give a fuck about learning how to swim. Anyway, he thought it'd be funny to hold my head under the water and shit since he knew I didn't know how to swim. And I was down there drowning and shit, And then I finally got out, and it was, all while I'm thinking, I'm going to kill this motherfucker. As soon as I get a chance, I'm going to kill this motherfucker. As soon as I finish damn near dying myself, I'm going to kill this motherfucker.
I mean, there's some things you just don't play with, and then some things you just can't let people get away with.
Oh, man, I meditated on
I was
going
going to say, that's premeditated.
DOJ, don't
premeditated
don't get
underwater.
him started because there are
As soon as I got
hundreds
out-
of stories of him doing irrational, stupid shit.
I got out the
Those are the
pool.
best stories.
I
They
got
are,
out
they
the pool, and I'm a big wrestling fan. And back in the day in wrestling, they used to do a backbreaker move. And you know what I'm talking about?
I sure do.
Damn
You know
near
what a
killed this
backbreaker
kid,
is?
yeah.
Oh,
You hit him with a
my God.
backbreaker?
Huh?
You hit him with a backbreaker?
Yes. I got out that motherfucking pool.
I love
and
this.
woo-hoo.
I love this.
I tried to kill that motherfucker. And then, but see, this is the thing with, I immediately regretted it because I had murder intentions on my, I wanted to kill him at that moment. And then as soon as I thought I had killed him, I was like, oh my God, I done killed this motherfucker. Because he act like he was dead, you know what I mean? I said, oh shit, I done
What have
snapped
I
the
done?
motherfucker in two. But I, that lingering, waiting for me. It was just, and I'm thinking like Roger. I'm like, this. The more I'm thinking about this shit, the more I'm thinking. He got motherfuckers online telling him, damn man, you gonna let him get away with that? You gonna let him punk it? That shit is making me more and more mad by the second. So when I get my chance, all right, I heard him. All right, I'm gonna show you motherfuckers.
What's that?
Them like on the chat. On the
Mhm.
shit they were saying
Streaming
to
culture.
him.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's just
that
they
could be-
egging him on. They
Yeah.
see.
I'm
Incredibly
saying, is that
toxic.
a factor for the whole egging on thing? Because people are trying to say that I'm the one that was egging.
Oh,
him
he's
on.
like, I'm gonna show
I'm
you.
like,
I mean,
okay, I'm gonna show
it's
you.
not a
Watch this.
crime for people in the chat to be like, oh,
he
you
was
gonna let him punk
clearly-
you?
he was clearly being egged on by the
Mhm.
people in his chat.
Yeah.
However, that doesn't excuse what he did. So I mean, it's part of the story and goes into what led us to that point. But those people in the chat didn't make him go in there and do that. Nobody made him go in there and do that. That was his own choice.
He even brought up his dad, though. He was like, I'm gonna show my dad I ain't no punk, and I can understand that shit too. 'Cause everything of my whole adult life, practically, I spent trying to show my dad that I was just as bad a motherfucker as he was. I'm just as crazy.
I've been trying to show you I can make them go.
you.
I'm still fucking working on that.
Sure.
Don't do that because I get jealous every time I see this one working out over there. God,
Tight
damn.
t-shirt went.
All right, so we only got a few minutes left, and AJ, I appreciate you coming back on the show and,
Yes,
and
sir.
having this discussion with us. I thought it was important to have you back and let you say what you needed to say in a way that you felt a little better how you said it.
Yeah.
So I definitely wanted you back, and David, of course, thank you for your legal perspective. But David, I caught a lot of flack when you was on this show a few weeks back because clearly a lot of the questions I didn't get to because we were just having a great discussion. So I got a couple I want to run by you real quick so I can get some of these people off my ass.
Let's do it.
Any desire to wrestle again? Or are you retired? Are you done? Or what's the any?
I never retired.
Yeah.
I just, it's been a while since my last match, but I never retired. If it made sense, yeah. Like if the story was right, something like, yeah, for something cool, I would do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it made sense.
I asked that. I saw people taking clips of your episode, and it was in a bunch of wrestling groups and all kind of shit, and people just like a lot of people were in agreement that a Nexus return would be cool. They just didn't feel right with Bray not being a part of it.
Yeah.
Husky Harris. So they were just like, how would that play out? But a lot of people seem very interested in that being a possibility. So I definitely wanted to make sure I got that question in there.
Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt, though.
Yeah.
One of my buddies.
You had personal experience with him. What kind of guy was he? He seems like such a cool individual, just from me on the outside looking in. And when I heard that he passed, I don't know him from a can of paint, but that was just like, that was rough to deal with.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, he seemed like such a really great guy. So, I mean, you got to, I'm sure, ride with him and talk to him. Who was he like just as a regular guy?
I knew him since FCW. Like his brother and I started on the same day, Taylor.
Yeah.
And then Wyndham came like a week or two later. So like we started at the same time. So we did everything together and, progressed through at the same time. And when we started New Nexus, he came and was with us and he was Husky Harris.
Yeah.
And so like my cousin used to ride with us sometimes. So to this, whenever we would see him, he would still call him Husky.
Yeah.
But he was just like the most lovable guy. Everybody loved him backstage. Like his energy was great. But the thing of it was, he was so genuine. Like if you were friends with him, he was genuinely like your friend. Like not just like passive stuff, surface stuff. It wasn't like a coworker. We were like friends. Like I remember we were on the road. We stayed at his in-laws' house even one time, and he had all of us there. We just stayed. Like it was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was heartbroken to hear that.
That one never sat right with me after I heard about that one. All right, so you were a part of another big, and I hate that you discussed this already the other day. I saw the clip because I didn't get it when you were here, but I had totally forgot that you were in WWE at the time of the infamous pipe bomb.
Oh yeah.
I need to know what in the hell when he came backstage. What the hell did you think was going to happen? Because clearly he worked everybody.
So yeah, this was funny. I never told anybody this before until the other day. So we were doing the new Nexus, and we were riding with CM Punk. So Curtis Axel, Joe Hennig, who was Curtis Axel, who was McGillicuddy at the time, was my partner. And him and I would drive CM Punk from town to town. And we were on this whole loop with him. And he would talk to us in the car and like tell us real stuff, like how he felt about the company, or whatever. This is, backstage. This is between the boys. So he goes out and he does the pipe bomb, and I'm watching backstage, like we all are. He starts talking. I was like, yo, I'm hitting Joe. He's saying stuff like we talked about this in the car. Like, bro, he's saying this out there. And it went so bad. I was like, oh man, this is rough. When he came walking back through, I went up to him. I said, hey, Punk, man, I don't know if I'm ever going to see you again, but I just want to tell you, if I don't see you again, it's been real. And he started laughing, and he was like, oh, Tugger, come on, man. And he's like, you're going to see me again. I was like, all right, I don't know. But he worked me. I thought for sure he was fired. I thought for sure he was done. Went out there selling that stuff.
And I think that's the great part about that pipe bomb, because he worked everybody.
Yeah.
I remember just sitting at home watching it like, oh, shit. And then when the microphone shut off, I was like, I know wrestling is entertainment. I understand we're supposed to suspend our disbelief and all that stuff. But the way it was executed, two storylines got me. That one and Mark Henry's retirement. And I told Mark Henry what I made him. I was like, mother, you got me on that one. You got me real good on that one. But I can only imagine what it was like for you boys in the back. Like, oh shit, like he's really out there going.
That pipe bomb,
off.
he got me. I believe it. And I kept saying, nah, he's working. But then he said some stuff, because I heard him say stuff like that. I said, no, he's for real. He's for real. And then like, I don't think he's coming back. I don't know. I at least want to say bye to him.
All right, so if the story is right and you were to return to the ring, would you return as the A-lister, or do you have a different character in mind that you would like to go back and portray? Or
that's a good question. I hadn't really thought about that. I imagine like if somebody brought me back, there would be a storyline instead of just coming back. But if I just went back on my own, you know what I would do? I think I would try to figure out a way to merge them together and be me, that blend, like a lawyer, but who's also fly like the A-lister.
Yeah.
So, lawyers do pretty well. Hey, they don't just hand out these Harvard degrees. You know what I mean? And being a Harvard educated lawyer, they pay you pretty well at these firms. And so you don't have to just be an actor to enjoy the finer things in life and be on the top of lists and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think a character along those lines.
Okay. Solomon, I got one more question. I promise I'm shut down after this. Don't kill me. Having you on, I had so many people either DM me or comment about your WWE theme music. I did not realize this shit was that hot, but people were just like, oh my God, he had the best theme music ever. Did you have any say-so in that theme music whatsoever?
Very little.
Okay, because people, I'm like, that's the one major question everybody talks about when they found out you were on the show. They was like, man, ask him about his theme music. His theme music is fucking awesome. I was like, I had to go back and listen to it because I had kind of forgot it. I was like, oh shit. So
you know what made it? It was the video game. WWE 2K. I want to say 13. Like that's what everybody talks about. Like my music, like for some reason, that's when everybody discovered it, was in that game. Yeah. But I remember how I got it. So I was splitting up from McGillicuddy and I was going to start my singles run, and they were looking for my entrance music. Now, mind you, I already had entrance music made for myself when I debuted in NXT that they wouldn't let me use. My cousin Brian is a rapper, Finesse. And I remember back then, it's dope. Dave, I'm gonna try. Why you do a little cousin?
I'm about to say, you look like you gonna hate there for me.
I ain't gonna hold you, but that song is dope. I'm gonna drop that one. I was heated that they didn't let me use it, but hey, another time, no story. Anyway, so when it came around this time, they played me some options. And the funny thing is that people don't know is my entrance music was originally Justin Gabriel's. When he was out in his single, they gave it to him, but it might have been only a couple matches. He might have only had it 2 weeks or something, and he switched to something else. So they played me a couple options, and then they kind of just told me, hey, this one's going to be your new entrance music. Do you like it? Yeah. All right, great. And then, but then like, it grew on me. And then, the more like listening to it, like they said it was a Vince call. So I was like, if it's a Vince call, all right, cool. And then like the words in it, they kind of fit me. It fit my character. And I was like, yeah, actually, this is a perfect match for me. When you're standing next to me, I know you feel the power. I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to sing it. Anyway, yeah.
Okay. I had to get that one because they were on me bad.
My lullaby.
Yeah.
Is there anybody you didn't get a chance to work with that you wish you would have got a chance to work with? 65.
Absolutely. Oh, I'll come out of, I'm retired. I'm wrestling again for that. I'll figure that out.
He might be retired.
Nah, you know what? If I come back, I'm going to make you my legal enforcer. You'd be like my guy that goes on my process server.
They call me the public defender. Everybody be hating on my ass.
Well, I like that because some of the stuff he's giving these wrestlers that come on this show, they're terrible ideas. Terrible.
I think they would be wonderful. You just,
you're going to need legal counsel with some of that stuff.
You have no vision.
You're going to need David to come and be your lawyer. Because people can't just slap people at ringside.
Yes, they can.
This ain't the 80s, the 70s, and the 80s.
Oh, hell yeah, they can. If Ric Flair can say, even that fat one right there, they can slap people. I can kiss any woman I want to, even that fat one right there.
Jesus Christ. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let me thank AJ Mata for coming back on the podcast. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, sir.
DOJ is always a pleasure.
Yes.
Before I'm getting to you.
Oh no, I was gonna say I forgot to answer the question. The wrestler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
I interrupted.
Ric Flair would be dope, but I'm gonna go with Ron Simmons.
Oh,
I loved him growing up, and even my
favorite.
my finisher, the verdict, was the Farouk Slam. So it was inspired by that. It wasn't the same, but it was inspired by him. Yeah. So
any dealings with Ron?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I see him backstage all the time.
I love Ron.
He's so
Simmons.
cool.
That's the one guest I want on this show so bad. But somebody, who was it? Kong, I think saw him somewhere.
Yeah,
and basically, Ron said, "I ain't doing interviews right now." and if Ron said he ain't doing them, then damn it, he ain't doing them. Because I think he told him the Undertaker wanted him to come on his podcast. And he wouldn't even go on the Undertaker's podcast. So I'm like, well, if he ain't coming on the Undertaker's podcast, he ain't coming on the FYall podcast. But I've met Ron a couple of times over the years. Amazing brother. And he was always my favorite wrestler growing up. Because as far as I was concerned, wasn't nobody better than Ron Simmons.
Yeah.
And some of these stories you hear about Ron are like,
from other wrestlers.
They don't even sound real sometimes.
From other wrestlers.
People talk about Ron Simmons and it is
mythical.
That was the one guy you did not want any problems with whatsoever. Right. It was Arn Anderson telling the story about the Steiner brothers. He said, he asked Ron, he said, Ron, why don't the Steiner brothers ever rib you? They rib everybody, but they don't rib you. And he said, Ron just looked at him and said, because I'm unfuckwittable. That's why. That's all that needed to be said. So damn it. Ain't nobody messing with Ron Simmons. All right. DOJ, basketball season.
Yeah.
How's it going for you?
Well, it's just about to start tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, talking about practice. I didn't know if y'all had like preseason.
Yeah, we had
practice.
Preseason starting tomorrow for us.
Oh, tomorrow, okay.
Yeah, we just been practicing.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited.
What's the expectations this year?
Man, I'm getting ranked this year.
Ooh.
That's right. Speaking into existence.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. All right. So I'm going to have you back. We're going to see where you rank.
All right. Yeah.
Mr. Otunga, it's always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for your time and all your expertise, because I don't know where else we would have got this kind of legal from anywhere else on this particular situation. So thank you so much for coming
legal
back.
advice. Just
not legal.
Just legal perspective.
Just legal perspective. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just
legal
perspective.
perspective.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I'll stop by anytime. Love doing it.
Yeah, man. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end this episode like, whoa, any closing remarks, anything we need to?
I wanted to thank DOJ and Pops. I love seeing you guys together. You know, I really, really love that. The father and son, it reminds me of me and my son. I have two sons, but my baby boy is the one that I'm, always seeing with all the time. People don't even know I got an older son, but I love it to see you guys together and how close you are. I love seeing that.
Thank you.
Whenever Pops come, I want you to have your ass here too.
All right.
AJ, got it off your chest, man.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And AJ, I'm gonna say this before we go. I don't think this is the end for you, brother.
Nope.
I think
You heard it
I
here
think some
first.
good stuff is coming your way, man. So just hold
heel
tight.
of all heels.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, also, just so everybody knows, I'll tell everybody. October the 15th, I will be going back under the knife to get another procedure done on this old ticker. This time, not as invasive as the first one, but just wanted to let everybody know that I'm good. They just got to go in and put an extension on this graft that they put in my aorta, so they'll run that one up my thigh, so I won't have to get cut open again, which
You
is
sure
a
it's
good
your
thing.
thigh they running it up?
Solomon, cut that part out, sir. That part needs to cut out.
They going up through something. I don't know what's it.
So I just wanted to give everybody an update on that one. Other than that, I'm healing up.
Oh, shit.
Wasn't that goddamn funny? Damn. But yeah, I'm good. I just wanted to give everybody an update on that one. But the show is not stopping. We will still be pumping out these episodes, and we'll end this episode like we do all of them.
It's the FYR podcast. It's the FYR podcast.